Hi, I'm Tia Bottom with Time Marker Photography and the creator of Empowering Time Markers on Facebook. Today I'm here with Debbie Brosnan with the Effortless Kitchen. Welcome.
Thank you, Tia, for having me.
It's so good to see you, and I love your backdrop. You look beautiful. So,
Thank you. It's real.
yeah,
See, it's real.
no green screen today.
No.
Okay, so I have a few questions for you because I want to get to know you. First, tell me about your business and who you are.
All right. So my business is the Effortless Kitchen. It's my own creation. It is a virtual cooking class company. So I started as a personal chef and with COVID transitioned to virtual classes. And I have three ways I do it. I do them for individuals where I have a weekly schedule set and people can join in on classes. They can do one, they can do a pack of 4, a pack of 8. And then I have virtual custom cooking events where it can be customized to the recipe that you want to do, the time and date. It could just be a group of friends. It could be a family. I'm doing one Friday for a friend of mine and his daughters because they live across the country. So I'm excited for that. And Tia, you know what it's like because you did one with me with your group from your networking group. So
Yes.
Polka Dot, that was fun. And then I do corporate events too. So those are also virtual, and it's for groups of employees who have lost that connection because they're not in the office anymore. Or it could be a client appreciation event where companies trying to treat their clients to something where they would normally do in person, but they can't. So it's all virtual.
That's awesome. Like a team building exercise. And I loved it. I had so much fun. It
Oh,
was
good.
so good. It was like a paint night, but for cooking virtually.
Right.
And I think
Right.
you're a genius for coming up with that. So thank you
Thank
personally
you.
for doing
Oh, I
that.
appreciate that.
So, what is one thing you do every day, either business or personal?
I cook every day. I cook for my family if I don't have a class going on, but I do have a lot of classes going on. So it's cooking. It's all about the food. I'm menu planning. I'm, something having to do with food and or I'm ordering groceries. There's so many things that go into this business, and on a daily basis, I'm doing them.
So, how long have you been a cook and loved food and wanting to do something like this?
My whole life since I can remember. I was in the kitchen cooking with my mother and my grandmother. I'm not a trained chef, so it's just a passion of mine. I've always wanted to have a food business, but I was too afraid to start one because I thought that I needed to be a trained chef for anyone to hire me.
Oh,
And so it took a very long time for me to jump in. I wanted to be a nutrition major in college, but then realized it was all science-based. So I bailed out of that and went to the business school and was an accounting major and worked as a CPA out of college. And when I was in public accounting and working like 60-hour weeks, I tried to start a catering company out of my apartment. And it was just all about the cooking. I had no business plan, so that didn't go anywhere. And then I cooked for a woman who couldn't stand and cook for herself. So the family hired me for about a year. That was probably like 8 years ago. And then I just sat on it. And I've always wanted to do it. And so I decided in November I was just going to go for it. And the reason why I did is because I had the support of my Polka Dot Powerhouse Sisters, and they inspired me because I sat in those meetings and looked at these women who were doing things that they were passionate about, but not necessarily trained in. And I was like, well, I can do it. And it took off. And I had a bunch of steady clients when I was doing the personal chef work, but then COVID hit. So I switched it and I love what I do.
I mean, I'm so glad that you did that because the world needs people like you. And
Thank you.
that's I was in a conference last week and they talked a lot about that, like the fear of wanting to be perfect. But really it just takes perseverance and the will to do it, right? So
Yeah, it's the imposter syndrome.
yeah,
It's like, yeah,
sure.
I can't do it. No, I can't do it. Yes, I can do it. I just went for it, actually.
So, what is your best organizational tool?
Ah, I don't have one right now, and I'm really excited because last week I paid for a CRM tool that I cannot wait to get myself up and running on. I need to get organized and have automation in my life. Everything I do is manual right now
Yeah.
because I stepped into the business and I didn't plan it. So I, it took off and now I know what I need to do. Had I created it before, I would have had to change it all. So I know exactly what I need. I'm super excited. A Polka Dot Powerhouse member created the CRM and I cannot wait to get myself up and running on it.
What is it called and which polka dot, if you remember?
Oh, it's Melissa Blair, and the product is called Cultivating Sales.
Oh, I'm writing that down because that sounds good. And you know what? That's actually smarter to do that because now you know exactly what you need. Sometimes you just need to jump.
True.
Yeah.
It's so true. Because, a lot of people try to be perfect in everything and have everything set up before they actually do. And I know myself, and if I try to do that, I will just spend all that time and energy and never get started. So I just got started. And it's working right now. But at some point, if I don't get automated, the busier I get, the more I'm gonna just lose track of something. And an email is not going to go out to a client for a class and they won't have their recipe or they won't have their shopping list. And I don't want to have that happen. So
definitely. By the way, you are already doing amazingly because I got your emails and stuff, but it's time consuming and you want to use your time in the genius of what you're doing instead of in all the little busy work. So I'm glad that you're getting successful enough to hire out to do that. It's amazing. It's good.
Thank you.
So do you have a team?
I do not. I'm a one-woman show.
Until you hire that, right?
Exactly. When I start growing even more and I need a team, I'm thinking my next thing might be a VA.
Oh yeah. That's a huge thing right now. I keep seeing people training for that. So that's that's a good
I'm
idea.
thinking that might be one of those things that in addition to the automation, I might need some help with the daily tasks that, social media postings or setting up those emails in the system.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope you goals, right? Goals.
Yeah, exactly.
So when or what was a pivotal moment in your business?
Well, COVID.
Right.
It really is. That was it. It was I sat there and I thought, like the rest of us, that it was temporary. And I picked up my daughter from college and they said she was going back after spring break. So I sat on it and watched a lot of Netflix and did a little house organization. And everybody was home and cooking for themselves and desperate for new ideas. So I started doing videos on my Facebook page of what I was making for dinner. And that got a lot of traction and people were excited about that. So I decided to try a group class and it just took off. And so thank you, COVID, because I never would have planned this for myself. I'm kind of introverted. So to plan a business where I'm on camera, doing cooking classes and teaching people.
Yeah, COVID is definitely a silver lining. So my next question is, do you have advice on how to balance personal and business life?
That's a good one. I enjoy what I do so much that I find it hard to not think about it or do something related to my business, especially because it's on the newer side and I feel like I'm building it. There's a lot to be done, but I think it's important I have 3 kids and a husband. It's important to take those breaks. So my daughter plays softball on Sundays. So I make sure I go to her games and they're double headers. So that's a commitment. And honestly, we have not been good about doing things as a couple because of COVID. And yesterday was the first time in 6 months that we went on a date. I
Oh,
can't, like, we walk together and that's fine, and that's own time. But we went, it was beautiful, out for a walk along water, and then took a drive and ended up at a cider brewery. And I also have not been out to a public, it's like a restaurant,
right.
first time in all this time. So it was like a revelation, like, oh, I need to do this more often. So
Yeah.
make the time, even if it's like just time, or, exercising or reading or something during the day, to take that break. I think it's really important.
Absolutely. I mean, that's great advice. So, what do you wish you knew at the start of your business or career?
Oh gosh. Okay. So not my business, but the start of my career, I wish I knew that you don't have to know it all for someone to value services. You don't have to have the degree. You don't have to be trained in it. If it's something you're passionate about, go for it. And what's the worst that could happen is you don't make it into what you want it to be. And maybe it's something else, or maybe it's, you do really well. So I wish, as a uh, 19, 20-year-old coming out of college, I would have known that.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Don't we all? It's like the wisdom, right? Wisdom of knowing that it's okay to just start
Yeah.
where you
But
are.
it's okay that, right. And I like that I'm teaching my kids that you can reinvent yourself, you can do anything you want. And I have two, one who is in college and one who is applying right now. And it's so hard for oh my God, I got a bug near me, a 17, 18-year-old to figure out what they want to do. They think they need to know for the rest of their life. I'm like, can we just pick something that's just for now? Because as you can see, I have an accounting degree that I am not, technically using. So
Right.
I have the business background, which helps building this business, but what I went to school for is not what I'm doing now at all.
Yeah, I'm going through the same thing with my daughter, and I tell her, I'm like, you don't even know the job you're going to do. Like, it doesn't even exist to you, because there's so much out there that this is just a starting point. So anything that you choose is leading you to that, is what I believe.
Right. Right.
So, what is the hardest part of your job?
I would say the hardest part of my job is editing. I feel like I want to do it all, and I want to do it all now, and I want to teach it all, and I want everybody to learn how to cook and love to cook. And so I have to, roll it out slowly and not get so excited about it all.
I could see that happening. So,
Yeah.
what's the easiest part of your job?
Cooking, like teaching people how to cook is the easiest part of my job. It is something that I didn't know came naturally to me. I mean, I knew the cooking part came naturally to me, but the teaching, I will watch back a class video and think, oh, that was boring, or oh, you know, uh, who's going to want to watch this? Who's going to want to take my classes? And then I watch it and I'm like, oh, I was really good. Like, I really explained how to cut an onion, how to cut a carrot. Like, I'm able to answer questions on the fly that come out of nowhere. And um, it's challenging because you're virtual. So I'm not in the kitchen with a person. I don't know what their rice looks like. I don't know what's going on in their pot. So I have to ask them to describe it. So that has been, I gotta pat myself on the back. I'm like, oh, I do that well.
Yeah, it just dawned on me while you were talking about that that's what the advantage of being a mom is that you are forced to be a teacher, that you don't even realize you're training yourself in being a
So
teacher.
right.
So maybe that's advantage for women, right?
Yeah, because you don't ever think, like, I think of teaching in the traditional form of teaching. My parents were teachers. I don't have the patience for that. But I found something that I love, and I feel like I could teach anybody.
Yeah. And you are a great teacher, by the way. I love
Thank
your
you.
class, and
Thank
I
you.
can't wait for your cooking demo this Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know that we had a lot of technical difficulties, but I have one final question or group of questions for you.
Okay.
What would you like the ladies listening to know about you and your business? Anything coming up? How can they reach you? Besides Saturday, you have a cooking demo. Look forward to that.
Yes. So Saturday, you guys have to hop on for the cooking demo for two reasons. One is I'm going to show you how to make homemade hummus. Hummus should not be bought in the store. Once you figure out how easy it is to make in your home with simple ingredients, and then you can customize it and you can control what's in it. So that is a benefit. And if you hop on the live, you will be entered into a drawing to receive a free cooking class of mine. So you're going to want that because I have an amazing fall menu schedule all the way out till December 12th. So there's plenty of classes to choose from. And so I'm doing a salad this weekend, but after that, it's meatballs from around the world. So all different flavors. It's so amazing. I can't wait. So that's what I have coming up. You can find me on the effortlesskitchen.com. And I also have a Facebook page, The Effortless Kitchen by Debbie Brosnan, or just message me through here and through the through Tia's group, and because I'm on there, and hopefully you guys are too.
They should be if they're seeing this. Hopefully.
They should be, yeah.
Well, thank you so much again for hanging out with me today, and I cannot wait to tune in on Saturday and watch your cooking demo. I mean, I already know what to expect, so I'm already in love with you. So thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. Excited for Saturday, 3 p.m. Take a break from the kids. It's only going to be 15 minutes to watch. Awesome. Hummus takes no time.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.